In the heart of Jerusalem, beneath the shadow of a magnificent palace, King Solomon faced a challenge unlike any other. The great monarch was confronted with a dilemma that seemed to leap from the most intricate pages of ancient tales. Two women, with expressions of desperation and hope in their eyes, stood before him, each claiming to be the mother of the same baby. The scene was a tableau of palpable tension, a human drama where the truth seemed to hide amidst shouts and tears. The king knew this was not just a simple case of identity. Something much deeper was at stake. He understood that the true challenge was not merely identifying the baby's biological mother, but grasping the essence of the love and truth each woman carried within her. The dilemma Solomon faced was not just a test of his ability to discern the truth of the facts, but also a test of his capacity to understand the human soul. He was about to make a decision that would not only define his own reputation, but also the justice that his kingdom so desperately needed. Like a conductor before a complex symphony, the king had to orchestrate a solution that resonated with the true essence of justice and humanity. In the atmosphere charged with expectation, the heavy silence seemed almost tangible, as if the very air was filled with uncertainty. The trial was not merely about finding the right mother, but about exploring the deepest corners of human nature. Every word, every gesture of Solomon was a piece of a complex puzzle, destined to reveal not just who the true mother was, but what it meant to be genuinely just and compassionate. Thus, the stage was set for a decision that would echo far beyond the walls of the courtroom, affecting not just the fate of the women and the child, but also shaping the very concept of justice in Solomon's kingdom. Amidst the charged atmosphere, King Solomon, with his sharp mind and measured heart, presented a proposal no one could have anticipated. He calmly announced that the baby should be divided in half, with each woman receiving one half. At first glance, the proposal seemed an act of pure cruelty, a devastating gesture that would shock even the hardest of hearts. But Solomon was no ordinary king. He knew that behind this seemingly brutal act lay a method, a test cloaked in severity. What appeared to be a ruthless decision was, in fact, a tool of discernment. He watched intently, paying close attention to the slightest reactions, seeking signs that might reveal the true essence of each woman. The proposal was a real trial by fire, a cruel and calculated challenge to test the character and depth of the love each of these women felt for the baby. As the king's words reverberated through the courtroom, the silence was as dense as the air in a scorching desert. Every passing second was a test of fire, a measure of altruism and sacrifice. Solomon knew that the response to this proposal would reveal more than any testimony or argument. He was determined to explore the true nature of the women, peeling back the layers of each soul with a simple command. The king was testing the depth of a mother's love, not just her ability to protect her own offspring, but also her willingness to relinquish what she held dear, if necessary. Thus, the courtroom became the stage for a psychological drama, where the king was the conductor of a symphony of emotions and choices. Every glance, every whispered word was a rehearsal for the grand revelation to come. Solomon knew that the true mother, with her genuine love, would not just accept the sacrifice, but embrace it with the silent pain of a heart that truly understood what it meant to be a mother. As silence hung in the courtroom like a heavy curtain blocking out the light, an act of pure humanity illuminated the scene. One of the women, her eyes brimming with tears and her voice choked with emotion, made a desperate plea. "Please, don't kill the child. Give the baby to the other woman. I just want him to live." The impact of her words was like thunder in a clear sky. The desperation and devotion evident in her plea revealed something far deeper than the simple issue of who was the biological mother. It was an unparalleled sacrifice, an offer of relinquishment that spoke louder than any argument or evidence ever could. Solomon, with his penetrating wisdom, observed carefully. He understood that the true nature of motherhood could not be captured by mere words or material evidence. The truth was unveiled through this sublime act of altruism. The woman willing to forego her claim to the child to ensure his survival was providing the purest proof of her genuine love. At that moment, the power of truth was not in documents or witnesses, but in the actions emerging from the deepest corners of the heart. The king realized that when true love and compassion manifest, they have the power to illuminate the darkest doubts. The altruistic sacrifice became the beacon guiding the way to truth, demonstrating that the essence of justice often reveals itself through actions that transcend ego and touch the core of humanity. The revelation was clear. The true mother was the one who not only desired possession of the baby, but was willing to give up everything to ensure the child's life and well-being. Thus, King Solomon confirmed that true wisdom lies in the ability to see beyond appearances and perceive the essence of truth in the deepest and most selfless actions. With the truth shining with unwavering clarity, Solomon made his choice with a serenity that seemed to defy time itself. The courtroom, once heavy with tension, was now suspended in the gravity of the moment. The king, with his aura of authority and wisdom, turned to the woman who had offered to sacrifice her own desire to save the baby's life. "This is the true testimony of a mother," Solomon declared, his voice resonating with inspiring certainty. "The baby belongs to you." The king's decision was not merely a result of cold calculations or logical reasoning. Instead, it was a manifestation of a profound understanding of what justice means. Solomon knew that true justice is not confined to numbers or rights, but is revealed in recognizing what is morally right and kind. His decision was a living lesson that wisdom goes far beyond appearances and superficial evidence. By giving the baby to the woman who had shown genuine, selfless love, Solomon did more than resolve a case. He set an example of how justice should be practiced. He demonstrated that to understand and apply justice effectively, one must look beyond the obvious and discern what is hidden beneath the surface of human actions. With his decision, the king showed that true wisdom is in perceiving what is not immediately visible, recognizing the value of the most selfless and profound actions. He not only resolved the issue of the baby, but also illuminated the path to understanding that justice and wisdom are inextricably intertwined. Solomon had transformed a moment of potential conflict into a lasting lesson about the true meaning of being just and wise. The judgment of the two mothers became an immortal tale, a beacon of justice and wisdom that illuminated the generations to come. Solomon's story, like a precious gem, was passed down through the ages, becoming a brilliant example of how true wisdom transcends mere dispute resolution. It becomes a light that reveals the path of morality and genuine love. With his inspiring and deeply considered decision, Solomon left a legacy that transcended his time and kingdom. His ability to discern the truth through selfless actions and his profound understanding of human nature became the foundation of a wisdom that continues to resonate. The king not only resolved a complex case but also demonstrated that true justice requires more than logic. It demands an open heart and a mind attuned to the subtleties of human character. This tale, which has traversed the ages and become immortalized in the pages of history, continues to serve as a source of inspiration for all who seek to understand the true meaning of wisdom. It reminds us that at its core, true wisdom is rooted in a deep understanding of human nature and the capacity to act with genuine compassion. Solomon's story is not just a lesson in justice, but a reflection of the need to seek truth with a generous heart and a clear mind. The king's wisdom invites us to look beyond appearances, value true sacrifice, and recognize that genuine justice arises from deep understanding and altruistic love. Thus, Solomon's legacy continues to inspire and guide, reminding us that wisdom and justice are more than abstract concepts. They are tangible manifestations of the best humanity has to offer.